What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Thrive Forever Fit Show. I'm your host, Jay Nixon, and I'm excited about today's podcast because it's going to be a little bit different than what you're hearing everywhere else. Everybody else is telling you to add the 5 steps you need to do to get blank, the 3 blah, blah, blahs. Today, I'm going to give you 5 things that you must delete, get rid of, if you actually want to be successful. Now, if you're a first time listener to this podcast, or if you haven't listened in a while, or maybe you just don't pay attention to the introduction, I'm going to hit you with it one more time. The purpose and the passion and the mission of this show is to disrupt the way you're currently thinking, because if you're not living the life that you want to live, if you're not living in abundance and awesomeness, you need to be disrupted. Your current habits, rituals, and standards need to change. So the idea behind this podcast is I want to be a little bit disruptive in your life. I want to inspire you to think differently. I want to inspire you to be different. And then I want to give you tools, resources, and knowledge that help you transform to get you to that next place and space in life, that level of abundance, that level of awesomeness, that level of life that you deserve, that you were born to live. So today we're going to talk about 5 things that you must, write that down, you must give up if you want to live a happy, successful life. You must give these 5 things up. Listen to me. You must give these 5 things up if you want to live a happy, successful life. These 5 things that I have deleted and continue to delete and audit on a regular basis. Remember that as well. Just because you say I'm going to give these up one time doesn't mean it's a done deal. You are going to need to consistently and habitually audit your systems, audit what you're doing, audit everything I'm going to tell you today, because they will creep back in. These 5 things will try to creep back into your life. And so consistently auditing these is going to be the key to your long-term and consistent success. Number 1 is you've got to give up the short-term mindset. Successful people, growth-oriented people, focus on long-term outcomes, not instant gratification. We've gotten so far away from long-term goals and outcomes and playing the long game. Everything's the sprint now. The quick fix, the hack, the funnel, the 3 tips to be successful tomorrow, the 27 tips to lose 87 pounds in 4 days. Like the bullshit that we're getting driven into our lives from everywhere has gotten completely out of hand. It's gotten radically out of hand. And everything we're thinking of right now is about instant gratification. Pause really quick and think about the last time that you really received some kind of instant gratification that was worth the shit, that was really worth the energy and the effort that you gave to it. Very rarely. There's no such thing as that is the one-hit wonder or the overnight success and all that shit. Those people were grinding and working. And I'm not even a big fan of the whole grinding thing. Like, if you know anything about me, like if you follow me on social media, like I love to travel, I love to have fun, I love to do all the things, but I've created that lifestyle for myself. And I don't have a short-term mindset around that. I'm not looking for the get rich quick scheme. I've been in the game since I was 17 years old. I've been on this journey since I was 17 years old to get where I am today, to create the lifestyle of abundance and awesomeness that I get to live on a daily basis. I created it. It wasn't given to me. I didn't find it in a book. I didn't read it in a magazine. Nobody gave me 7 steps. I consistently did the work necessary to get to where it is I am today. And this is why I feel comfortable telling you that you've got to give up these 5 things, because I know that I had to give them up. And every successful person that I'm close to that's in my circle of success has had to give these up. And we consistently have to be auditing them. Would I like shit to happen faster? You bet your ass I would. Would I love to wake up in the morning and say 3 tips and holy shit, Jay, you just made another $1 million? Of course I would. Who wouldn't? But the reality is that's not reality. Nonsense. Number 1, give up that short-term mindset. Be willing to play the long game. Number 2 goes right along with kind of what I was talking about. You've got to stop playing small. Successful people dream big and then they take massive action on those dreams. Successful people are doers and not thinkers. Ideas without action and implementation are worthless. Successful people don't play small, and therefore they know that instant gratification isn't what they're looking for. Big dreams, big goals, big visions don't happen instantaneously, and they don't happen without massive action. You've got to be willing to take the action necessary. You've got to be willing to implement the systems. I talked about this the other day. Systems aren't sexy. Systems aren't bright, shiny lights. Nobody sees the systems, but the systems are what every successful business, every successful body, every successful relationship, every successful person is predicated on systems. Systems, habits, routines, and rituals are what create success. Bright, shiny objects, the golden goose, the magic bullet, the hack, the quick fix, the instant gratification does not create success. It creates chaos. It creates confusion. It gets you lost on your journey to the awesomeness that you deserve and desire. So stop looking for instant gratification. And number two, stop not playing so damn small. You're playing small because you're afraid to fail. Guess what? If you're playing small, you're already failing. If you're not living the life that you want, you're already losing. Life's about wins and losses. And if you're willing to play below the level of life that you desire, you're losing. If you're not willing to go after the life that you want, the life you desire, the life you deserve, how in the hell can that be success? How can that be winning? Okay, winning is going to take some risk, but it's going to be worth it. The risk is in the systems, right? That's how you mitigate that risk. Everybody's afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of failure. You're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of the monotony that success is going to rely on. You're going to have to do the daily work, the non-sexy, systematic daily work that is necessary to get you where it is you want to go. So stop playing so small and stop being afraid of the work. Stop being afraid of the guys. I love the work. The work is amazing. You know why? Because I'm in alignment with what I want to do with my life. I'm living on purpose and on passion. If you're struggling with the work, if you're struggling with the systems, if you're struggling with the monotony and the minutia of the required daily actions, it's because you're out of alignment and not living on purpose. Figure out what it is you want to do and then play big. Go after what it is you want to do. You're playing small because it's safe. You think it's really not. You're going to end up in 10, 20, 30 years from now, and you're going to be like, holy shit. What if I would have went after what I wanted back then? When I talk to younger people in the game, I was just on a podcast this morning with like a 26-year-old. I'm 20 years older than him. I wish at 26, I knew what I knew now. I wish I would have had the fortitude and the vision to play big, to go after everything I desired. But I don't get that. But you know what I get? I get the opportunity at 46 to go after the life I deserve and desire. And age has shit to do with anything. I don't care if you're 14 or 50 or 70. Go after the life you want. Stop playing so freaking small. Number three, these all go so closely together. Number three is you got to give up your excuses. Successful people take full responsibility for their lives. They don't allow excuses and old stories to keep them stuck in their current state. Many of you are relying on your excuses to keep you safe. You're relying on your excuses to keep you safe. You're relying on your excuses to keep you playing small. You're relying on your excuses to keep you under the radar. Because if you do that, you already know the outcome. And you're afraid of the uncertainty of what playing big is going to look like. I can tell you this, the uncertainty of going after the life that you desire is way safer than living a life of average, mediocre nonsense that you really don't want. Go after the life you deserve, guys. Go after the life you desire. financially, physically, family-wise, everything, faith-wise. Go after it all. The world is abundant. You can be, do, and have everything you desire if you're willing to go after it. If you're willing to implement and take action on the ideas. If you're willing to stop playing small. If you're willing to stop relying on your excuses to keep you stuck. You know what we do as humans? You know what we're really great at? We're really great at making things so freaking complex that they're just designed to fail. Because then when they fail, we can say, oh my God, look how hard it was. Of course I failed. Of course I didn't achieve that goal. Of course I didn't get the job, the body, the family, the whatever it is that I wanted because it was so difficult. The truth is this. The most successful people on the planet don't have all the answers either. You don't have to know how. You just have to have a burning desire to know what it is that you want. If you know what it is you want, the how will, you can find the how. All the how is it a bunch of unanswered questions. You know how you get answers to questions you don't have? You ask the right people. You know how you find the right people? You stop playing so freaking small. You stop looking for instant gratification. You start, and I'm going to tell you what you need to do at the bottom of this. You surround yourself with an amazing network of human beings that have answers to questions that you need. That mitigates excuses. You're only playing with excuses because you're probably hanging around a bunch of people that live underneath the guidance of their own excuses. Successful people take full responsibility. Life is happening for me and not to me. Unsuccessful people believe life happens to them. Listen to language that will tell you who you are and that will tell you who the people you're hanging around is. Life is happening for you guys. Take advantage of it. If adversity is in front of you right now, it's simply an unanswered question. Find the freaking answer and you will move to the next level. Number 4 is you must give up the need for approval. Successful people don't need or desire other people's validation. If you live by the compliment, you'll die by the criticism. Be 100% authentic 100% of the time. Take off the mask. No false personas. Be unapologetically you. Stop trying to appease and please other people. You need to be you, and you need to stop seeking the approval of other humans. We are the most flawed creatures on the planet. You are seeking approval from someone who doesn't even approve of their own actions, behaviors in life. Why would you do that? Why would you give your power away to anybody else, much less somebody else who's not in your corner supporting the shit out of you? Stop giving your power away and stop seeking approval from other people. You validate you. You approve you. You do you. Right? People say that shit all the time. Facebook memes are running galore like, I'm a badass, I'm a lion, I'm a beast. And the next thing you know, that same person's out there looking for approval from somebody. Lions, beasts, and badasses don't look for approval from other people. Stop searching for that validation. You don't need it. That is your old story keeping you stuck. Somebody along the line told you that you were inadequate, that you weren't enough, that you didn't have what it takes. Those people are full of shit. People who tell you those things are projecting their own personal beliefs onto you. I'm here to break you free from that belief system once and for all. If you want validation, I'll validate you right now. Listen to this. You don't need mine or anyone else's approval. You go after everything in life that you deserve and desire. There you go. I just let you off the hook. And the more radical you are, the more people will disapprove of what it is that you're doing. Do not care. I look forward to being viewed as different. I want to be weird in a world of average believers and thinkers. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be in a room with people who think exactly like I think. I'm not going to be a sheep and follow the herd anywhere in life. I'm going to be a radical free thinker. And that's the only way you're going to get successful. You better make your own decisions. You better seek your own approval. You better seek your own validation, because if you don't, I'll say it again, if you're living and looking for the compliment, then you're going to die by the criticism. And 9 chances out of 10, if you're in this line of disalignment, Not even sure that's a word. If you're not aligned with who it is that you need to be right now, there is a 100% chance that you're surrounded by people who are holding you down, that are holding you back. And that gets us to number 5. You must, this is a big one, you must, not maybe, not might, not think about it. You must give up the toxic people in your life. I don't care what their title is. I don't care if it's mommy. I don't care if it's daddy. I don't care if it's brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle, best friend since the 3rd grade. I don't care what their title is. If they're toxic, they've got to go. And I'm not saying they got to go in a radical manner. You've just got to move yourself away from those people. Successful people surround themselves with other successful people. So winners surround themselves with winners. Surround yourself with people that lift you up and push you to be your very best version of yourself. Listen to me when I say that. Be the best version of you, not the best version of anyone else, not even the best version of someone else in your circle. The best version of you. You are unique to the world, and the best version of you will be radically different than the best version of me. But we can live in the best versions of ourselves with no complications because we were born and designed to do that. I heard this quote the other day, and I want to say it's biblical. I want to say it's like from 1 Corinthians or something like that. But it's bad company corrupts good character. Write that down. Bad company corrupts good character. Think about that for a second. Who you hang around matters. Who you associate with matters. The inputs that you allow into your life matter. Because regardless of your character, if your company is of poor character, if your company is built on, and I mean company, the people you're surrounding yourself with, if they're critical of you in a non-constructive manner, if they are excuse-driven humans, if they're playing tiny, if they're playing the instant gratification social media game, you will eventually succumb to those characteristics. It's just the way the world works. It's been proven since the beginning of time. You are who you associate with. I am in the world of transformations, and I've helped hundreds of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds. I've also helped people lose thousands and thousands of pounds who've gained the weight back based on their associations. And what I mean by that is I've seen people leave something that works really well for them, try to do it on their own, and based on the people that they surround themselves with, gain every ounce, if not more, of that weight back. You see, fit people usually hang out with fit people. And I'm not saying fit people are the coolest people in the world. Like, some of us are assholes. But you understand what I'm saying. People who put their health first usually hang out with other people who put their health first. People who talk shit about people usually hang out with other people who talk shit about people. People who have ill intentions usually don't hang out with people who don't have ill intentions. You see what I'm saying? Bad company corrupts good character. So be very careful about who you allow into your world, who you allow around you on a daily basis. This is probably, if I had to rank these, and these aren't ranked in any specific order. I know I said 1 through 5. These are all number ones. But if I had to rank these, this would be one of my this would be the very top, because it's so critical. And so many of you are being held back. So many of you are playing small because of the people you hang around. So many of you are using excuses because the people you hang around use those excuses. So many of you are afraid and you're seeking approval from others because the group you hang around, they talk shit about people. They put people down. They backstab people. And that makes you terrified they're going to backstab you. Let me tell you something right now. Soon, I said this to Lori a long time ago, and she always says, you know what, you said this to me a long time ago, and it always proves right. Eventually, it will be you. Hear me again. Eventually, it will be you. If you were around people who are talking shit about other people, I can guarantee you they're either currently or very soon in the future will also be talking shit about you. If you're around people who put other people down, eventually they will be putting you down. If you're around people who criticize other people, eventually they will be criticizing you. If you're around people who judge other people, eventually they will be judging you. Remember that eventually it will be you. So if you're in a group and you're hearing a conversation, I want you to think to yourself, eventually there's going to be me. That's interesting, right? And what are you going to do? Are you participating? Are you getting involved in that? And here's the out, because some of you guys will say, well, Jay, what do I do? Well, you got a couple of options. You can try to reroute. You can say, hey guys, instead of talking about so-and-so, why don't we try to lift them up? Why don't we try to help them? Why don't we send them some love? Why don't we pray for them? And if they say, hey, okay, hey, you know what? You're right. We shouldn't be doing this. Maybe you got yourself a decent crew. Maybe you got yourself a crew that's willing to make that shift. But maybe you don't. Maybe they say, nah, come on, they're a piece of whatever. We don't like them because of A, B, C, and D. Well, then you better maybe start moving away from that group. And then what you do is you stop showing up to the group gossip session, right? You don't have to write them a letter. You just stop showing up to the group gossip section. I'll even go a step further with you. If you're hanging around a bunch of people, let's say weight loss is your goal. Like, man, I got to lose some weight, Jay. I got to lose 50 pounds. My health's in jeopardy. But I'm hanging around people that all they want to do is eat hot dogs and chicken wings, drink cold beer every night. Then eventually you got to stop showing up to happy hour, right? Not because you don't love them, not because you don't like them, but because their goals, their path, their behaviors are not conducive to you winning. If you want to win, listen to me. If you want to win, you better find yourself some winners to hang out with. You better find yourself some people who have the same ambitions and goals in life that you do. Or the outcome is destined. The outcome is proven. So guys, these 5 things, and then you can see now why I said these have to be audited continually. Because I don't care who you are, me included, your brain's going to go to instant gratification. It's the world we live in. But you've got to retrain yourself and say, hey, wait a minute, man, wait a minute. You can't really lose 80 pounds in 8 hours. I'd like to, but I know based on rational thought that that's impossible. Let me get back in my lane. Let me play the long game. You got to give up playing small, right? And it's natural because small is comfortable. Small is easy. I know the outcome of small. I know what it's like to play small. I'm not worried about playing small. I know the game. I know the players. I know how to play. You got to give that up. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. The next one, guys, you got to move away from those excuses. They're just crushing you. And here's the deal with excuses. The more you make excuses, the easier it gets to make excuses. The more you believe your excuses, the easier it gets to believe your nonsense, right? You got to stop believing your own BS. We are masters of believing our own bullshit. You got to give that up. You got to give up that need for approval from other people. Does it feel good when people you love say, hey man, I'm proud of you? I'm not saying don't accept it. I'm not saying don't be open to it, but I'm saying don't let that be the only thing that drives you. You've got to be willing in the darkest hours when you're alone. I had a conversation today with my coaching clients, and I said, success can be lonely. Not can be, it is. Nobody checks on the successful person. Nobody wants to be around the successful person except for other successful people. So if your group is starting to alienate you because you're moving forward and getting successful, know it has nothing to do with you. Know that your success makes them feel uncomfortable. Your success makes them, it shines a light on their inadequacies of their own life. And it's easier to not like and hate something that you can't have rather than go get the damn thing. So don't need that approval. Approve and validate yourself. Winning is a lonely process. And that's why it's crucial for the last one. Surround yourself with other winners, because then it's not so lonely. My buddy Tommy Baker and I, we have a scheduled call every 2 weeks. On the calendar, it's booked, Zoom. We both show up every 2 weeks, 12 o'clock. and we get each other, right? That call's valuable to us for so many reasons, because we both understand the loneliness of what it is that we do. We both understand the importance of surrounding yourself with amazing people who pick you up, who make you want to be better. We both understand that playing big is the only way to play. You find yourself somebody like that. You find yourself and you're like, you schedule a call with your dude. I'm like, yeah, for sure we do. Because we both are living radically amazing, busy lives. And it's important to us. If it's important to you, you'll schedule it. And that may sound impersonable to some of you guys, but I can tell you the value of that call. If we gave you access to that, it would blow your mind. We never talk about another human. There's never another bit of gossip. There's never any negativity. It is 100% power hour. And it's valuable and it's fucking awesome. And I wish every single one of you had that same level of connection with another human being or multiple human beings. That's what you should be looking for. You don't need 1,001 Facebook friends who are going to bullshit you through life. You need a radical, small, amazing group of people that you can surround yourself with. I'm the luckiest guy on the planet. I got a guy like Tommy Baker, who's one of my best friends in the world. My significant other, Lori, is a stone cold killer, amazing human being. Like, I am surrounded by some of the most amazing people on the planet. They don't talk shit about people. They don't gossip. They're not toxic, because they believe the same thing I believe. Bad company corrupts good character. Guys, I love you. I want you to win. I mean, I sound pissed when I'm doing a call like this. I'm not. I'm just radically enthused about your success. And I know there's 10% of you that are going to hear this call. It's going to resonate with you, and you're going to make some changes and shifts in your life, and you're going to become the successful version of who you deserve and desire to be. See, one of my gifts, I believe we all have gifts. One of my gifts is being able to see the amazingness and awesomeness that people have inside of them way before they can see it. Some of you can't see your own amazingness and awesomeness, and that's why you continue to do these things. That's why you continue to think small. That's why you continue to surround yourself with toxic people, because you've settled for that. You've settled for the belief system that maybe this is as good as it gets. I don't believe that. I don't believe it is what it is, or is as good as it gets. I believe it can always be better. And so my goal, my desire, my dream for you is that you start to see that. You start to see your own amazingness and awesomeness. You delete these 5 things, and I can guarantee you that will start to be more visual in your life. You'll start to see things differently when you remove these 5 things from your daily world. And I mean daily. These are things you got to start to look at daily at the beginning. You make a list of these things and you start looking at them daily. Am I playing small today? Am I using excuses today? What was my surroundings like today? What were the conversations that I had today? Did I make excuses today? And you start auditing and then implementing and then deleting. Audit, implement, delete. Those are your options. You audit all your inputs. You either implement or you delete. That's the system. Guys, I want you to win. I want you to win. I want you to win big. If this podcast resonated with you, if it hit home, share it, like it, love it, review it. If you want to be around more amazing, great human beings, join the free Facebook group I have called Wellness Lab Launchpad. Just go to my website, thriveforeverfit.com, thriveforeverfit.com. On the homepage, join. We'll let you in. It's a group of amazing humans. I'm in there. I'll support you. I'll help you. I'll answer any questions you have. That's a really easy first step to getting yourself surrounded by a new group of amazing humans. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Love you. Just remember this. You deserve to win. You deserve to win. Write that down on a piece of paper right now. It's the last thing I'll leave you with. I deserve to win. See you next week.